Hey guys, Wendy Martin, science teacher here. And if you look down, I want to introduce you to two of my favorite things in the world. Thing number one is coffee. Can't live without it. Thing number two is my buddy, my classroom pet named Boxer. He's a turtle. Now, what do my buddy Boxer and my can of coffee have in common? One of them is a non-living can, and the other one is a living reptile. So what do they have in common? They're both made of matter. And matter is defined as anything that has mass and takes up space. And matter can be found in anything living and anything non-living. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a couple little chemistry demos. As you can see, we are in a chemistry lab. And we're going to do a little demo that's going to try and demonstrate some of the properties of matter. Density, for example. Color, shape, volume, there are all sorts of properties that matter displays that allows us to identify it. For example, phase changes. We know that matter can exist in 3 phases, liquid, solid, and gas, and so that is one of the ways that we can figure out what it is we're looking at. So let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun with chemistry. We'll see if Boxer wants to hang out with us. So, first demo we're going to do is going to test a property called density. And sometimes density can be thought of as maybe the compactness of an object. If something is more compact, it's going to take up less space with its mass. And so think of if I have a bunch of snow and I squish it into a snowball, that snowball is more compact because I have the same mass but in a smaller space. And so density also has a formula associated with it. Mass over volume is how you solve for density. And the density of water is always 1. 1 gram over milliliters. That's the unit. And that's a significant number because it's kind of a standard, a control number that all other solutions that we're testing can be compared to. And density is definitely an important property of matter that can be used to identify. So what we're going to do is I have a fish tank full of water and I have 2 colas. One is regular, one is diet. I'm going to put them both in this fish tank and I want you to think really quickly in your head, what am I going to see? What's going to happen? So let's go ahead and try this. Here is the regular soda or cola. What's it doing? Whoop, there it goes. It's sunk. Here is the diet cola. What's it going to do? It's going to stay at the top. It's going to float. Now, what the heck happened? They're both the same size jar or can. They both have the same amount in them. So why did this one sink and this one float? It's a difference in density. The regular soda or cola has more density than the diet. What's actually going on is the amount of sugar. This has 39 grams of sugar in it. This doesn't. And so the difference in the sugar content is going to lead to an overall difference in the density. Now, one of the points, again, to remember about matter is that it can possibly exist in 3 phases, solid, liquid, and gas. And so it's possible that we have matter all around us, surrounding us at all times, and you just can't simply see it all of the time, depending on which phase it's in. So let's look at a gas and how it is possible that matter can be performing an action even when it might not be visible to you. So what I have set up here is a tea light, a small candle. I've got a beaker with water, and I'm going to add some Alka-Seltzer. Let's see what happens, and then we'll explain it. And give it a minute. Can you guys see it fizzing? Now, as the Alka-Seltzer is dissolving, what it's doing is it's releasing carbon dioxide, and what you can't see is that it is actually displacing the oxygen that is in this flask. And so if I cover just a little bit, the carbon dioxide is taking the place of the oxygen. And if I take this flask full of carbon dioxide, it's still fizzing. Don't know if you can hear it. Can you see it fizzing? If I take this flask of carbon dioxide and pour my air into this beaker, what just happened? The fire was extinguished because the carbon dioxide, which you couldn't see, but it was in there, displaced the oxygen that was in this beaker, and when the flame didn't have oxygen, it extinguished. So just keep in mind that even though you may not be able to see it, there is matter around you at all times.